Thousands of you watched me explain how to make Mongol Borts. Half the comments said the same thing. You'll die of rabbit starvation without fat. You're right, I left something out. Borts was never meant to be eaten alone. The Mongols didn't conquer half the world on lean protein. They did it on a complete nutrition system that modern preppers are still getting wrong. So here's the missing piece that turns dried meat from interesting historical curiosity into actual survival food. Fat. Lots of it. Portable, shelf-stable, calorie-dense fat that kept Mongol warriors from starving with full bellies. Let's fix what I didn't tell you. The rabbit starvation problem. Here's what happens when you eat nothing but lean protein. You die. Slowly, painfully, with a full stomach. It's called rabbit starvation, or protein poisoning. Your body can't convert pure protein into energy efficiently. You need fat and carbs. Without them, you get diarrhea, weakness, and eventually organ failure, all while eating what feels like plenty of food. The Mongols knew this 800 years before scientists figured it out. They didn't survive on Borts alone because they couldn't. Dried lean meat was their portable protein, but they needed something else to make it work. So, what did they carry? 3 things: rendered animal fat, fermented mare's milk, and when desperate, fresh blood. All portable, all calorie-dense, all designed to pair with Borts and create complete nutrition. And here's the part that should annoy you. Modern freeze-dried meals figured this out decades ago. Those $12 Mountain House pouches, they add fat back in. You're paying premium prices for them to solve a problem the Mongols solved with rendered tallow in a leather pouch. Let's break down what they actually did and how you do it cheaper. Mongol fat sources. Rendered animal fat, tallow or lard. This was the backbone. Mongols rendered fat from every animal they butchered: sheep, horses, yaks, cattle. They'd heat the fat slowly until it liquefied, strain out the solids, and pour the pure fat into leather pouches or seal Borts bags with it. Rendered fat is shelf-stable for months at room temperature. A fist-sized chunk could provide 2,000 plus calories. Warriors carried it in pouches, mixed it with Borts when cooking, or ate it straight when they needed quick energy. Modern equivalent? Beef tallow or pork lard. You can render it yourself or buy it. Ghee, clarified butter, is the bougie version that works the same way. Fermented mare's milk, Airag. The Mongols fermented mare's milk into a slightly alcoholic, probiotic-rich drink and provided fat, calories, and live cultures. Think of it as their Gatorade with benefits. They'd carry it in leather flasks. The fermentation preserved it and made it safer than fresh milk. Warriors could drink it straight, mix it with water, or add it to soups. Modern equivalent? You're not fermenting mare's milk, but full-fat kefir, heavy cream powder, or even coconut milk powder gives you portable dairy fat that works similarly. Fresh blood, emergency only. When supplies got desperate, Mongols would make a small cut in their horse's neck, drain a cup of blood, seal the wound, and drink it fresh or mix it with Borts. Blood is liquid fat and protein. 1 cup equals serious calories and iron. The horse survived because they didn't take much, and the Mongol warrior didn't starve. Modern equivalent? There isn't one, and you don't need one, but it shows how serious they were about fat intake. The complete Mongol system. So here's how it actually worked on campaign. Breakfast, Borts reconstituted in hot water, plus chunk of rendered fat, plus Airag if available, complete meal. Protein, fat, probiotics. Takes 10 minutes to prepare. Lunch? Usually nothing, or a handful of dried curds, more fat and protein. Mongols often rode 12 plus hours without stopping. Dinner? Bort soup with fat, sometimes with wild onions or foraged greens. Heavy on the tallow. This was the main calorie load of the day. Snacks? Dried milk curds, chunks of fat, or just straight Borts if they were moving fast. The ratio was roughly 1 part Borts to 1 part fat by weight. So if you're carrying 20 pounds of dried meat, you're also carrying 20 pounds of rendered fat. That's 40 pounds of food providing complete nutrition for months. Compare that to modern bug-out bags, 15 pounds of gear, 5 pounds of freeze-dried meals that last 3 days. The Mongols were carrying 4 months of food in the same weight. Why? Because they understood something modern preppers forget. Calories come from fat, not protein. Protein keeps you alive. Fat keeps you moving. Modern application. How you do this. Let's translate this to your kitchen and your budget. Option 1. DIY rendered fat. Cheapest. Buy beef fat trimmings from your butcher, usually $1 to $2 a pound, or free if you ask nice. Cube it, slow cook it in a pot at 250 degrees Fahrenheit for 2 to 3 hours until it melts. Strain through cheesecloth, pour into mason jars. Congratulations, you just made shelf-stable tallow for basically nothing. One batch gives you months of cooking fat that pairs perfectly with your homemade Borts. Option 2. Buy ghee. Easiest. Ghee is clarified butter with all the milk solids removed. It's shelf-stable for a year unopened, 3 to 6 months after opening. You can find it at any grocery store for $8 to $12 per jar. Costco sells it in bulk. 1 jar equals enough fat to make Borts edible for weeks. Option 3. Pemmican, the hybrid. Some of you mentioned Pemmican in the comments. You're not wrong. Pemmican is the Native American version of Borts plus fat combined into one product. Dried meat, pounded into powder, mixed with rendered fat and berries formed into cakes. It's brilliant. It solves the fat problem by pre-mixing everything, but it's also harder to make because you need precise ratios or it goes rancid. Mongols kept Borts and fat separate because it was easier. Mix them when you cook, not before. More flexibility, less risk of spoilage. But if you want to make pemmican instead, go for it. Same principles, slightly different execution. Cost breakdown, the complete system. Let's do the math for a 30-day complete nutrition system. Borts from last video, 10 pounds of lean beef, $50 to $65, salt, $2. Total, about $55. Fat options, DIY tallow, 10 pounds of beef fat trimmings, $10 to $20, or free if you ask nice. Time, 3 hours passive cooking. Yield, 7 to 8 pounds of rendered tallow. Total, $10 to $20. Store-bought ghee, 4 jars, 64 ounces total, $40 to $50. Time, 0, you bought it. Total, $40 to $50. Complete system cost, Borts plus DIY tallow, $65 to $85 for 30 days. Borts plus ghee, $95 to $115 for 30 days. Compare to freeze-dried, Mountain House 30-day supply, $300 to $400. You just saved $200 to $300 plus, and yours has more calories because you control the fat content. Freeze-dried meals are notoriously low fat because fat reduces shelf life. You're making something better for a fraction of the cost. Storage and usage. Borts, vacuum-sealed or Ziploc bags, cool, dark place, 6 to 12 months easy. Rendered fat or ghee, mason jars, room temperature, 6 to 12 months unopened. Refrigerate after opening if you're paranoid, but historically, it lasted years without it. Usage, drop Borts in boiling water with a tablespoon of tallow or ghee, simmer 20 minutes. You've got protein-rich, calorie-dense soup that actually sustains you. Add it to ramen, rice, oatmeal, anything that needs protein and fat. The tallow melts into whatever you're cooking and makes it feel like actual food instead of survival rations. The ratio. For every ounce of Borts, add half an ounce of fat. That gives you roughly 40% calories from protein, 60% from fat, which is what your body actually needs for sustained energy. The Mongols didn't measure, they just knew add fat was non-negotiable. You can be more precise or eyeball it. Either works. Why this actually matters. Here's what I should have said in the last video. Borts alone is incomplete. Borts with fat is a system. Modern preppers obsess over protein because that's what survival companies sell them. High-protein emergency meals. Yeah, cool. Protein without fat is how you starve comfortably. The Mongols built the largest contiguous empire in history because they understood nutrition at a level most people today don't. You need calories, not just protein, and calories come from fat. So, if you made Borts from my last video, great. Now add fat. If you haven't made Borts yet, make both at the same time. One weekend, complete system, costs less than one grocery trip. The companies selling you $400 freeze-dried buckets are banking on you not knowing this. Prove them wrong. Your action plan. This week, make or buy your fat source, rendered tallow or grab ghee from Costco.
This weekend, make your Borts if you haven't already. This month, cook with it. Mix Borts and fat into soups. See how actual complete nutrition feels. The Mongols didn't overthink it. Neither should you. Make protein, make fat, store both. Use when needed. Conquest optional, survival non-negotiable. And here's the part people don't think about. What if the Mongols didn't understand this? What if they tried to conquer the world on protein alone? History looks very different when logistics fail. And next time, we're going to look at a moment where history almost went another way.